Cursed life is where players start with 3 lives. And at the start of each session, they're given a curse. It can be anything from collect 64 cobblestone to enter a mangrove swamp, a plains biome, and a jungle, to kill someone, take a life. All of that, like, all of the curses are, like, some are really easy, some are really hard. And the players have the entire session to cure themselves. And if they don't, they lose a life. Okay? However, what players can do is they can then choose to take on a second curse. Let's say they get 64 cobblestone for their first one. They can then, once they complete it, choose to get a second curse. If they take a second curse, the same thing happens. If they don't complete it by the end of the session, they lose life. However, if they succeed in doing that curse and getting rid of that curse, they then get to gain a life. Red lives, however, red lives still have this option. However, for red lives, the second curse is always to take a life from a player. And it's just red lives that have to take the life from the player, because otherwise the concept of still, like, no PvP until you're red. You know, like, you can't just go out and kill everyone as a green player because you're good at PvP. Like, no. Which is I think that's really fun. Also, a lot of these ideas I'm realizing have to do with, like, being able to gain a life, which is something that I think is really interesting, especially for, like, once people get onto red lives, giving an option for them to get out of red life, I think is really fun. Because if they're the only red life on the server, other people might be willing to help them. Oh, also for the red lives, if they take on 2 curses, like they can do the first one, and if they're like, there's not enough time, they don't have to do the second one, but they don't gain a life then. But, like, if they don't complete their curse, they lose a life. So if they don't complete it, they're out. And I think it's really interesting to have this high risk, high reward for red lives who it's like, they could be out any second. So giving them a chance to get out of that is a concept that I really, really liked with Last Life, where it's like, people could give lives. And they did, because people didn't want everyone on red until they were more balanced out. Because they didn't want to have that unknown of, like, this person could come kill me right now. And I really, really like that idea of bringing back some way for reds to get out of red again.